What's up, everybody? It's your boy Shocker, the United States Hedgehog here with our UPC Week 3 team builder. We are going against Phantom Base and his New York Cosmonauts. And if the name sounds familiar to you, let's just say he's a former APA participant in the main league. So we are definitely in a big fight field here going against Phantom Base in this matchup. We could have actually faced him off last season, but he actually battled Brendan, the coach that we took over last time with, and my good buddy, Director 6. So we didn't get to face him last season when I took over the team, where I did not win a single game yet made playoffs. But this time around, we're facing him, and he's got a pretty good team here. But if you guys are excited, leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. Join the Full Shocker crew today because you'll be really looking in the crew. And with that being said, let's get into this matchup here. So we are going against Phantom, like I said, and he's got a very terrifying squad. He's got Suicune, Sock, Decidueye, Piloswine, Magearna, which he got from Jake, so we're facing Magearna again. Stoutland, Levani, which he picked up in his transactions, became active versus us, which I was totally fine with because I actually felt like I built the team already for him, but I guess I didn't, so I was fine with him doing these new transactions. But Mega Tyranitar, Delphox, Quillfish, and Regieleki. He loves Regieleki. He brought that to a championship, and yeah, it is what it is. But anyways, looking at his squad, there's no way he's bringing Regieleki. Just look, you look at my team, right? What does Regieleki offer? It doesn't offer a single thing at all for his team in this matchup. Quillfish is like a hit or miss. It could come, it could not come. Spike Seki would definitely be annoying versus my team with my team. It definitely would be, so it's definitely something I have to be very, very careful and mindful about. Delphox does have some potential possibilities to come, but again, there's a good couple things on my team that Delphox just realistically cannot check in some form of shape or form. So there's gonna be that for it as well. It definitely loses to a good chunk of things on my team, but it does also kill my things. But the thing is, it's gotta be forced to run Choice Scarf. If it's not Choice Scarf, it cannot actually do anything against my team. So it's gonna be really important for that. Excuse me. He's got Mega Tyranitar, which definitely has some good chances to show up. The thing with Mega Tyranitar is, though, I have two ground types. I have a fighting type, which can run a physical move if need be. I have things like Weavile with low kick, Mew with Drain Punch, and all that stuff. And I just don't think it's going to match up that well. It's definitely a good mon in case he wants to use his little mini sand that he has in that term of perspective. So there's that. Levani is definitely something I could see him easily bring. The problem is Levani gets hard walled by two Pokemon. That is my Nagatadel, and that is also my Rotom. They have a field day against my opponent's team. So definitely something my opponent has to keep in mind. Excuse me. So, looking at the team I expect him to bring, I think Suicune makes so much sense. There is nothing Suicune cannot do against most teams. Suicune's defense paralysis is really good. I do expect this to be more of a physically defensive, almost like max defensive Suicune, because it's going to be his best check to X control for my team. I think Salk makes a lot of sense. Salk's very good. It's definitely going to be his main choice Scarf Abuser in this matchup. It's definitely going to be a mon. I have to be very, very careful in terms of making my switches and stuff like that. The Decidueye is also very scary because if it's a good unique type in this with it, it could be Cobra Berry, it could be Yachi Berry, it could be Oka Berry. A lot of things to kind of put against it. It could also be, excuse me. It could also be things like Choice Scarfed. It could be Specs, Banded, a lot of things. Piloswine definitely think counts. Piloswine matches up decently well. He gets a good check on my team, like good priority with Ice Shard. Just also good neutral mon. Think that good. So I can actually take hits from Rotom and actually deal by conditions from Rotom. If I don't see the Piloswine, I could see Tyranitar subbing in for it as well. But overall, I think it's just not going to be that strong of them. It can be strong against us if we don't play around it correctly. So, then we have Magearna. Magearna came last time versus us. It's definitely coming again this time. Magearna is just a fantastic Pokemon. I do not expect Trick Room Calm Mind this time. If I'm knowing Phantom, he's probably going to run something maybe like something like Shift Gear for speed control, which I think would be really good for him. I could see Calm Mind again. Calm Mind, if he watched the match versus last time, and he saw that Trick from Calm Mind did put a little bit of a damper to our team, but wasn't like it beat us type of thing, you know. So that's something to definitely put into considerations there. And I do think Stalin either because he's gonna take advantage of my sand, or if he's bringing his own sand with Tyranitar. So there's gonna be that to kind of put in the general consensus of how things are gonna go. So with that being said, let's go ahead and break down the team we are bringing. First of all, I'm not bringing Sand this matchup. as you can clearly tell, I am not bringing sand. And the reason why I'm not bringing sand is, for one, sand is very much easy to counterplay if you know what wands you can do to bring it. And two, some teams can try to take advantage of your sand if not taken care of. So I wanted to bring my sand. I really, really did. The problem I saw with my sand is just the good bulky water and Suicune. Suicune's definitely super annoying. There was also a couple things I didn't really want to run on things like extra, like soft sand. I would have to run to get a 2 KO after a swords dance to kill the Suicune. Chopper Berry would have been on there so I can actually live a hit from the Sulk. Knock it out of its sturdy rage. All that is also a really good check to, um, Magearna, but then Magearna could run Shuckaberry if it just run Okaberry. So there was just a lot of things that had been playing a factor in terms of for this. And plus, looking at this matchup, I did not want the Stoutland to take advantage of my sand. Because if Stoutland takes advantage of my sand, Stoutland actually can start punching holes into my team. Since I don't have really the best resist on my team for Stoutland this week. But that's going to be something we're going to really have to move around with. So let's kick it off with the team. We're first kicking off with Rotom Heat here. If you're really looking at this matchup versus Rotom, Rotom has a field day this matchup. We are running a standard max set because this has to be guaranteed confirmed if the stock is Choice Scarf. So it's going to be really good to know there as well. Thunderbolt, Overheat, Hidden Power Fighting, and Nasty Plot. Hidden Power Fighting obviously there for the Tyranitar. If I hit Tyranitar with a normal Thunderbolt and we go for Nasty Plot obviously comes in. Hidden Power Fire is Hidden Power Fighting. It's not going to get the KO unfortunately, but we could go for Thunderbolt instead. Terms of like that. And a lot of things he's gonna have to really be careful about is that there's chances I could switch out here into certain things. So we can try to bait into the switches of what he wants to bring in against me. That would be really cool because he knows that if he tries to go for the straight up attack, I already know what play I'm going to make. So he can try to go for him there. Like if he wants to go for the crunch or set up his stealth rocks, that's gonna be really important. But also if he sees on if I also play around it to where I stay in front of him, he'll probably think, okay, he's gotta probably be Charity Berry, so I gotta play around this and see what item he's got. Obviously if he hits if he hits sand first, he's gonna know what my item is and he sets up rocks or something like that. So he's always gonna be very careful about. But overall, Rotom is a super powerhouse of Pokemon. He guaranteed lives one hit from this weekend, which is really good as well. And just overall is going to smash his draft hard with this set. Rotom offensively is just super, super good. Kicking off next, we got Nemesis here, Mondagon Nadell, Nasty Plot, Flamethrower, Sludge Wave, Draco Meteor. Now, we're actually running Draco Meteor this time instead of Dragon Pulse. Now, the reason why I'm going Draco Meteor this time is I want 2 guaranteed ways to just cripple things on his team. Unless I get 2 Nasty Plots up, then I get 3. So we have 112 in HP for a good chunk of bulk, which I think is going to be really, really important going into this matchup. We're going to run the rest of special attack and then 120 specialist, 120 speed. I am respecting the speed of Delphox that I am taking into consideration. So we do outspeed Delphox and everything else in his team. Nothing else outspeeds me, which is really, really good. And the rest of 24 right into his Spadef just gives a little bit of chunk of HP, which can be helps right there. But Nasty Plot 3 attacks just really just goes in against me. We are working the Shuckaberry just in case for the Pilot Point, and also for the Tyranitar if he brings it as well. So it's something to take in consideration. I actually might switch this item. I don't know yet, but I think in my best interest it's to keep this because of Suicune potentially having Ice Beam. So I'm gonna take a risk and keep the item on Torterra. It's definitely the same item as last time. We pretty much almost bring the exact same set as last time, but it's obviously a little different. This is kind of more towards a bulky offensive Torterra, more on the lines of offense than bulk. But the design of this is to be a rock polish sweeper. If I get a rock polish off, honestly, there's not too much this team can do against my draft. Like Woodhammer smashes about a good chunk of his draft. Earthquake hits everything else. The only thing I don't really hit is Decidueye. That's where Head Smash comes in. Head Smash once after a rock polish, I 2 KO or I put it in I head smash it and then put it either into Earthquake or Woodhammer range, and then I can just click that based on prediction plays and stuff like that. So it's really, really good. Overall, Torterra is going to be a massive breaker for this matchup. It's not going to be late game cleaner. It's definitely going to be a breaker, though, in this matchup. Most of this, if not all of this team, is going to be just breaking and setup break and stuff like that. So But up next, we're carrying up you with the Cassib Berry. This is just in case for the Decidueye, really, most likely. Dragonite's Earthquake, Psychic Fangs, Knockoff, 116 HP, 4 in defense, 136 speed, and 2 max attack with a Jolly Nature. Enough speed to actually outspeed Sock. I'm not outspeeding. I'm not going to speed tie with Decidueye. It would make no sense. I don't think he's going to bring Scarf Decidueye. I think Scarf on that Sock makes so much sense. It really, really does. Dragonite set works really good. We didn't get to pull off Dragonites that well last time we had it, but this time Dragonite looks really, really good. I wanted to run Drain Punch so bad, but I'm going Earthquake, and I'm feeling pretty confident with this one. Earthquake is a reason because it hits Magearna, and it'll still hit the Tyranitar, which is really, really, really good, which I think is something that's going to be really important to point out there. So, um, but yeah, knockoff at +1 will knock out Decidueye unless it's Culver Berry, which if it's Culver Berry, then it cannot outspeed my 1 month, so it's gotta be something he's gotta be very, very careful about. But Psychic Fangs then otherwise just really just starts spreading through his team. Like, obviously, if Mew gets burned, it's unfortunate. Now, if the Suicune has Toxic, then the thing that Suicune's gonna have to reveal then is Rest. And if he's Rest, Toxic, and then 2 attacks, or he's Rest, Toxic, and Protect, or Rest, Sleep Talk, Toxic, and then Scald, or if he's straight up a stall set with no attacking move besides Toxic, then that's definitely problematic, but it's not the worst thing. The main thing I have to make sure I don't lose in this matchup is Bonsai and Rotom. I think that's the main two I gotta be careful not to lose, because if I lose either one of those two, I could lose this matchup to Suicune if I'm not careful. So but up next, making his debut is going to be the Heat set that I think is going to be really throwing off a lot of people. We're bringing Weavile, SD Weavile this week with Dig, Knockoff, Icicle Crash. Once I set up a Sword Dance, there's nothing his team really can do. Now, he could bring in Suicune against me, but more times than not, he's most likely going to be bringing in the Magearna. But once I SD in front of Magearna, I actually, with this investment, depending if he's fully max HP, and I think I have the damage calc. Yep. So Magearna, if it's max HP Magearna, is an 87 to 103. A 1 in 20, 1 in 4 chance to knock him out. But if he's not fully HP invested, let's just say 175, then it's basically a roll in my favor to get the KO here. So Weavile puts in so much work, and after I get an SD off, there's not a lot of things he can do against my draft. Which, if he brings in obviously Sock, he chose me his choice Scarf. So that's another reason why having Weavile in this matchup is also really, really good, because that actually tells me a lot of things. And plus, if I want to, I can just really knock off a lot of things on his team. So it's gonna be really important for us in this matchup to kind of just get some items away, and also just for Weavile to kind of really wow out and go out. Up next, I decided to give it a nickname change, and we're going to probably go with the rest of the season. Shoutouts to Aquarius, the amazing person that she is. We're in Subcom Mine with Keldeo this week with Aura Spear. I'm taking a gamble this week by running Mono Aura Spear, because, it does hit everything on his team. The only thing it doesn't hit on his team for super effective or neutral damage is obviously the Decidueye and the Leavanny, but that's where Hidden Power Ice comes into play. The goal and hope goal is to get 2 Calm Mines, 1 to 2 Calm Mines up. We are faster than everything on my opponent's team except for the Delphox. But I decided against going faster than Delphox for 2 reasons. One, if it's Scarf Delphox, I don't really care if it stays in against me. That lets me set up that Calm Mind. That lets me set up the Substitute as well, which I think is very, very important as well. And just Keldeo being a very offensive Pokemon this matchup, I think is really important. And I think I'm taking a little bit of gamble with Sub Calm Mind. I think like just Calm Mind and then 3 attacks fits better with Berry, but it's just like I felt like the matchup needed more of something that benefited keeping Keldeo not only healthy, but keeps it behind a sub and lets it also beat the Suicune. So that is another big important thing to kind of put out there. So that's gonna be the team, guys. I'm actually gonna go ahead and message Phantom right now that I am done, and we actually might be battling right after this team builder is done. After I message him, so you see that, well, you probably won't see this obviously. I mean, you'll see the team builder. We won't see the match until after we separate this and so. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully we can pick up a W. If we pick up a W, we're still in a good chance for playoffs. If we lose this match, next week could be a win and out, win the rest, in, or lose, and it's win out or bust type of thing. So yeah, but thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you haven't already, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. And until next time, everybody, peace.